Well, whether you're growing a small business or just trying to build any sort of business or capital yourself right here in the Metro Detroit area, sometimes it takes a little bit of extra help to get that oomph behind you and to learn some of those tough lessons early on as you're growing your business. One of the organizations that's helping our local small businesses and entrepreneurs do just that is TechTown Detroit. Joining us now on the program is capital strategist Dawn Batts from TechTown Detroit. Dawn, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on the show. First off, for those that are not familiar with the work that's done at TechTown Detroit, tell us about your organization.
Oh, well, thank you for that opportunity. So, TechTown Detroit is the entrepreneurial hub in the city of Detroit where we service and we support small businesses as well as tech-based businesses. And we believe that we are there to just make sure that they have the resources they need and help them to grow.
And there's a number of different programs and resources that are available through TechTown Detroit. What are some of those programs? What are some of those resources that are utilized by TechTown to help some of these small businesses and entrepreneurs take those steps forward that they're looking to make?
Yeah, so I will give you an overview because it will probably take the rest of our time for me to tell you all about TechTown and all the programs we offer. But whether you are a small business like a retail business, we have retail boot camp, we have strategy sessions for all types of business, which are free of charge. I spend most of my time working with tech-based businesses or high-growth businesses, and we also have a suite of programs for those as well.
And then there's other programs too, such as the Catalyst Angel program. Can you tell us about that?
Mm. Yeah, one of my favorite subjects. So we all hear the stories about entrepreneurs trying to find funding, particularly tech-based entrepreneurs. How do they get funding? Where do they get funding? One of those areas is angel investing. That is one group that can invest in early stage startups. The Catalyst Angel Program realized that we need to make sure that we have more angels in our community to help fund more businesses. So through a EDA or a federal grant, we are training over 200 emerging angel investors in the Great Lakes region. We are defining emerging as Black, Latinx, and or women investors. We are training them so that they will be prepared and understand how to invest in early stage startup businesses.
And there's an issue too because these angel investors are huge in helping small businesses grow, especially in tech. And when that does happen, it's both lucrative for those businesses and for those angel investors as well. But
Mm-hmm.
typically, there tends to be a very small, specific demographic of people that tend to be those angel investors. And in
Yes.
particular, there aren't many individuals of color that are angel investors. So, why is that the case?
Oh yeah, so yes, it's usually probably less than 2%, and because of just the angel journey, if you will. So most angels or many angels are accredited investors, and that definition is defined by the Security and Exchange Commission. A lot of times, people don't know that they can invest. They may have never heard of angel investing. They may see a company or have heard of a company and wonder how did someone or where did they get their funding from. So part of our job is to raise the awareness that angel investing is an asset class and that you don't have to be some people think they have to be extremely rich in order to invest in companies, and that's not true. So our job is to raise awareness, provide the training around it, as well as provide opportunities for them to mentor startups and engage in the ecosystem even before they start writing those checks.
And so, for those that may be within the means of being able to be an angel investor, but may not
Mhm.
understand just how they can get into it, or maybe they've never thought about it before, what are some of the benefits of becoming an angel investor?
Oh, I first and foremost the community. So startups are known to be one of the highest industry. It's not an industry, but places where jobs are created. So when you think about even all the larger companies, how did they start? They started, as a small company at some point. So most jobs are created in smaller businesses. So that's one just amazing reason. We want to make sure that we keep our economy growing. We want to make sure that businesses are continue to grow and we continue to create more jobs. Also, a lot of times people want to give back. They want to use their skill set and to help a company grow. Startup companies not only need money, but they also need network, introduction to other people. They need skill set because they're new. They have a lot of skills inside the group, but as they grow, they may need some other skill sets. So an angel investor could be a mentor. They could help them on that growth trajectory.
We're joined by Dawn Batts on today's edition of the Megacast, Capital Strategist at TechTown Detroit. You can learn more information and find out ways that you can get involved with Tech Detroit, including your small business or yourself as an entrepreneur at techtowndetroit.org. Techtowndetroit.org is their website. Dawn, this program has been around for about a year. In that time, just how big of a step has it taken forward, and where do you see the immediate and hopefully the intermediate term future going for this particular project?
Thank you for that question. It's one of my now I pride and joy. We're halfway through the program. Our goal is 200. As of last week, we reached 100. So we are well on our way with the angel investors. We're starting to see those people who have been in the Catalyst Angel program in the community. They are mentors. They're judging pitch competitions. They're attending events. So we're starting to see them in the community. Starting to see them help entrepreneurs already. And then I think we expect in the near term future for them to start making investments in companies in the Great Lakes region.
So for an organization like TechTown Detroit, why are programs like this beneficial to your organization? Obviously, it helps the community, it helps the small business community, but how does that help TechTown Detroit?
Well, TechTown is an economic development engine, if you will. So we're more than a resource. The more we're able to help small businesses, then the more jobs we'll have in the community. And then that's where our work come in. We are there specifically to make sure that the community continues to grow, and we do that through the help of small businesses and tech startups.
We're joined by Dawn Batts on today's edition of the MAGAcast, Capital Strategist at TechTown Detroit. You can find more information by visiting their website at techtowndetroit.org. Techtowndetroit.org is their website for more information, including many of the resources you'll need to get involved in some of these programs, such as the Angel Investor Program, Capital Angel Program, and more. And in addition to sponsoring this program and helping these potential angel investors get into that area of our market, it also has this program has a number of different partners in the community. Who are some of the organizations or individuals that you're partnering with, and how are they helping TechTown Detroit catalyze this Catalyst Angel program?
Yeah, we couldn't do this without our partners. I think most things you do, you definitely need partners and a regional play in order to make it work well. So we have 3 official grant partners and many more who are non-official. One is Ann Arbor Spark. They are very well rooted in the angel community through Skip Sims. And so that's part of their role, is to help us make sure we're continuing to tap into the angel community to recruit individuals and make sure that we're plugging these new angels in that community. Our second partner is VentureWell. And VentureWell is a national organization that focuses on entrepreneurship training. So they are also the ones where we place a lot of our Catalyst Angel program participants to get hands-on experience in some of their accelerator programs. So these angel participants are mentors to early-stage startup companies in VentureWell's program. At the same time, they're mentoring the startup companies. We also have investors in residence in that program. So the mentors are being mentored. It's magical when you're in that room. And then the third partner is the Angel Capital Association. And through their Angel University, that's where we curate our classes, which are taught by angels from across the country, very experienced angels from across the country who've been doing this for many, many years. So all 3 of those partners play a key piece in delivering the program.
And so, Dawn, taking a step back and looking at this program from a wide lens, from what it was originated as through TechTown Detroit, when this idea for putting this program in place was first discussed, and even to now, when you think about the success of an angel investor in this program and of the program as a whole, what does that look like for TechTown Detroit?
Yeah, we had some surprises. So we knew that by putting more angels of color in the ecosystem, that it would make a difference. One of the things that has been very surprising in a very good way for me is the amount of feedback we're getting from the new angels. One, they just didn't know that they could be angels. But two, because of how they're showing up in the ecosystem, they are now making sure that our ecosystem have representation at every level. National level, we have one of our first participants is now teaching a class at the Angel Capital Association. So in addition to being the investor, she is now one of the instructors who's volunteering her time to do that. What else it also does is make sure for those who are emerging, when you have a teacher now who has a year under her belt, it's more relatable. Sometimes when you see people who are extremely experienced, you don't know if you can do that. So when you see people who are on that journey, it's much more relatable, it's doable. People are excited about this space. And when we have people excited about the space, we're going to have more impact.
And as these economic spaces in Detroit, as industry in Detroit continues its resurgence as it has in recent years, how does that also play into this program and the importance of this program in the city of Detroit, being that it is the population of Detroit is a majority people of color, having that
Mhm.
representation now also in the business community as that resurgence kicks into its next gear?
Yeah, so this is two parts that I want to talk about. One, this is the Catalyst Angel program is regional, so we have 6 states, and that's a key piece because entrepreneurship, particularly that early stage startup for tech and high growth businesses, it must be a regional play. People need follow on funding, they need additional resources. So the more you're able to bring the region in, the more you're going to have that impact. I also want to you mentioned about the city of Detroit particularly, and I would still broaden that. What the research has told us is that when you have a more diverse group of angel investors, they tend to be more likely to invest in a diverse group of founders. That becomes really critical because we also see that the returns and the performance is typically better when you have diversity involved. May that be ethnicity, gender, just a diversity across the spectrum. And traditionally in this field, we just have not had that level of diversity. So we expect to see different types of solutions or businesses being involved. This is how innovation is funded.
And so for those that may be potential angel investors in the future, they've considered maybe angel investing in the past or have considered even entering a program like the Catalyst Angel program through TechTown Detroit. If they have any hesitations or any apprehension, what words of advice or encouragement do you have for them as they're exploring potentially this path forward?
Yeah, one, call me. Do not hesitate to get in touch with me at dawn at techtowndetroit.org. I love this conversation. Plug into the ecosystem. The Michigan Angel community has a website. And you can go there. It does an annual report. You can see what type of things are being funded, the different angel groups, what type of companies. But just plug in the ecosystem so you can learn more about the space.
More information on techtowndetroit.org. You can also call them 313 879 5250. 313 879 5250. Dawn, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, it has been a pleasure. Thank you.